Jack has offered me $10 for a good introduction, so I'm going to see if I can earn that $10. You may or may not understand what an actuarial type guy does. I think in my simple 5th grade understanding, they work with an analysis of numbers and probabilities and advise management on a best course of action for enrolling outsiders into the community and projecting charges for that in order to stand on sound financial footing. Now, I'm sure that is a simplified version of it, but Jack is one of those type guys. But Jack has been a specialist in this work in the insurance industry for many years. He became a life member of NaCCRA about 5 years ago and has devoted just untold hours to putting together best practice model laws for CCRCs to adopt and follow to better serve and protect residents. Now, not only that, Jack is a computer guru as well. And he not only is a guru with the computer, he is a master webmaster. And he's developed a program that we call NaCCRA University. And his website is www.nacru.com. On that, you've got about a month's worth of, or more of education. It's got things like the past 2 annual meetings, the guest speakers. It's got the program that residents presented to the providers in Denver, and just all kind of good things that are of interest to you. Now with that, I want Jack in probably more clear language explain what NaCCRA is, how to get there, and what he is as a numbers guy. Jack, appreciate you being with us.
Well, thank you. You want me up there or do you want me here?
Wherever you come.
I hardly know what to say. We've had an intense couple of days of meetings under the leadership of Ruth Walsh. Ruth is a very meticulous, dedicated, caring president, and she has really been instrumental in this effort to bring NaCCRA up to the next level. Now, part of that is this website that Charlie alluded to. And if all goes as expected and the creek don't rise, we'll have a session on that when we're here next April. So for those of you, how many of you use a computer every day? Well, for you, I think you'll find it very helpful. And if you have trouble remembering what that website is, which is NaCCRA U, so it's NaCCRA U, like a university, that's a bit of pretentious, but NaCCRAU.com, you'll find all sorts of information there. But not only material about CCRC residents, we have a wonderful course about China today. So if you're at all curious about China today, that's there. We're just now beginning, we've got about 3 lessons up, I think, in a program about Islam through Muslim eyes, how they themselves view their own religion and the difficulties that they have assimilating into Western culture. So it's very, very interesting. And so that's probably enough to say for now about NaCCRA U. But it is the Christmas season. I want to be sure to wish you all Christmas, and this is a difficult Christmas, and I was thinking about that as we were all talking. Christmas is a time of rebirth. It's about the coming of Jesus into the world and the hope that that brings, but it's also the time of the year when the days are the shortest and we know that hope is coming ahead. And so although you've had some difficult days in your own community, and I know we've had difficult days in our community of late, we've lost some precious people, and we've had this terrible, terrible disaster up in Connecticut, and we have all these things, and we're facing a fiscal cliff, and we wonder why our politicians can't talk to each other and just do the right thing. But it is the season of hope, and we're going to hope. Now, before I say what I really wanted to say, I wanted to get a sense about you. How many of you were clergy or church workers? All right. How many of you were military, career military and retired? You got that too. All right. So this is a community that's noted for its service. And that's a tremendous thing. And I think NaCCRA is going to be very meaningful for all of you. How many of you are NaCCRA members? Well, that's not too bad. That's not too. How many of those who aren't here? If you're not here, raise your hand if you're not an NaCCRA member. we're gonna get after those folks because NaCCRA is so wonderful. How many of you like living in a CCRC?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I think we all do.
Give my 10 members for me.
Well, I don't know. We'll try, because this is a wonderful way of life, coming together, being support. We know we've reached an age where we're going to face loss, and the loss is difficult. We lose friends, we lose loved ones, we lose function. We feel it. We don't have the energy we once had. It's difficult, but somehow being together in a group is so helpful. So we want to protect and preserve that. And it involves a great deal of trust, because we entrust the providers with these great entrance fees and all, and we hope that everything is going to be handled appropriately. Now, Charlie mentioned the fact that I'm an actuary, and you might say, well, what's an actuary? Is that sort of like an accountant? Some people think we're sort of like accountants. I always like to say, well, accountants add and subtract, we're allowed to multiply and divide. We even use exponentials occasionally.
Yeah.
But one of the things that we do is, if an actuary is involved in the finances of a community, we ensure that the money you pay in an entrance fee is matched to the commitments that were made in return for that entrance fee. The accounting rules don't do that today. So that's something we've been working on in NaCCRA, is to try to make sure that when you're promised something at move-in and you turn over that huge amount of money, that money is going to be used to provide the promises that were given to you. That's important. You have a good community here. Your leadership, Brian, is really, and John Thompson are doing the best they can, but unfortunately the accounting doesn't provide that matching. So that's something we need to kind of help them with, and that's something that we're working on. And so I want to mention this, Charlie already mentioned it, so I'm trying to reframe what I was going to say in light of what he's told you. We're working on this model standards and model laws thing. This came up the last time I was here. I guess I probably stood up here, and I think Bob Smith was sitting right there where you are, Barbara. And Bob Smith said, why don't we have a guarantee law so that if things go awry, the residents aren't impacted? Now we have that in the life and annuity insurance business. They have a state guarantee fund in Florida that guarantees that if a life insurance company goes bust, you're assured that your policy is secure and you won't lose a cent. We don't have the same protection for CCRC residents. We're just general creditors, and we fall to the bottom of the heap behind the debt holders. So one of those model laws, we could call it the Bob Smith law, because he asked the question last time, would give us that protection. I don't know whether we can get it through, but we've got this thing scoped out there. So I want to tell you that the dues you pay to NaCCRA, and I really do, I'm pleased that you pay. I was going to put out a plea that those of you who aren't members join and tell you we need your support, but since you're already supporting, I want to just thank you for your support, and thank the clergy for their clerical service, thank the military for their military service. Thank you all for all that you're doing. We need you. NaCCRA is going to do great things. Ruth is leading the way forward. Charlie set the sights for us when he said we had to go to the next level. We're going to do it, and we're fortunate to have you all join with us in that cause.
You're here. Yes.